Hey guys, mabuhay, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today we're going to talk about this Diaper Rite all-in-one diaper. This is a paid collaboration, however this review will function just like every other review. I'm going to go over the features, how I personally use this diaper, and then at the very end I'm going to give you some pros and cons about this diaper. I've filmed this review so many times, and this is going to be the last time I film it, and we're gonna roll with it, okay? We're just gonna roll with it, okay? I do have this tendency to be like a perfectionist. I'm learning to lay down those walls of perfectionism. So let's go ahead and dive into the features of this diaper. The outside of this diaper is made from a TPU material. When you look at the tabs of this diaper, you'll see that it has 3 tabs. One for the waist, one for the legs, and one for the hips. And on the other tab, there are also crossover snaps. If you look at the front panel of the diaper, you'll see that there are 2 rows of snaps. And there is a 3x3 rise setting. When you open up the diaper, you'll see that it actually looks a lot like their diaper cover. I do find this to be a little roomier than their diaper cover though. There is a flap in the front and also in the back of the diaper, and then it comes with 2 snap-in inserts. And when you look at the inside of the shell, you'll see that there is actually absorbency sewn into the diaper. There's actually a small rectangle sewn into the diaper where there's extra absorbency in the center versus the edge of the diaper. There are 2 snaps in the back of the diaper and also 2 snaps in the front, and this is where you can snap in the inserts. There are many ways that you can snap in these inserts. The most common way you can snap it is snap the big insert into the back of the diaper and then snap the small insert into the front of the diaper. And then now it starts to resemble a flap style diaper. This diaper has a total of 12 layers of absorbency made of bamboo terry. So there are 5 layers of absorbency in each soaker, and then there are 2 layers of absorbency sewn into the shell. You can use just the small snap-in insert for a smaller baby like an infant. You can use just the big snap-in insert, or you can use both snap-in inserts together. This diaper is advertised to fit from 8 to 35 pounds. And so those are just the basic features of the Diaper Rite all-in-one. Now I want to show you how I personally use this diaper. Since it's an all-in-one diaper, it's pretty self-explanatory. I do find this diaper to be pretty absorbent. Right now I have 2 toddlers. I'm only using it on one of my toddlers, and she is 2. And so how I use this for Willow is I put the bigger insert on the bottom, I snap in the smaller insert on top, and then I put it on her. I don't have to boost this diaper at all. I don't have to add any extra absorbency. It is absorbent enough for Willow as is, which I think is amazing. A lot of all-in-ones aren't necessarily absorbent enough on their own, but this one definitely is for Willow. And I would say she is a moderate wetter. Yeah, I don't do anything that is too complicated or out of the norm when it comes to an all-in-one diaper. I literally just use it as is with both of the inserts. But now that you know how I use this diaper, now that you've seen the features of this diaper, let's go ahead and get into my honest opinion of this diaper. So I want to start this off with, all-in-ones are not my favorite diapering system. My go-to systems are pockets with flats and covers with flats. Those are my go-to, those are the ones that I reach for the most. All-in-ones, not so much. I'm not a huge lover of all-in-ones. I do love all-in-ones for the newborn phase, and the Diaper Rite newborn all-in-one was one of my favorite newborn all-in-ones. And of course I wanted to give this a try, so I reached out to Diaper Rite. I had a lot of recommendations to review this to see how absorbent it was and to see if it was worth buying. At least for those who like all-in-ones. I know we all have our own personal preferences when it comes to cloth diapering systems. So I decided last year, this review is coming so late, I decided last year that I would go ahead and give this a review. So I want to talk about the functionality of this diaper. Now, I think a lot of you guys know I don't really love hip snaps. I could do without the hip snaps. I would like to see this diaper sized just a little bigger. I do find this to be sized a little bigger than the Diaper Rite cover, which I really enjoy. However, I would still like to see this just a little bigger. The main reason why I don't like hip snaps is because when your child is snapped onto these snaps right here, right, that hip snap is going to be digging into their body, and I don't like that. And I don't have any snaps to place on this so that it wouldn't dig into their body. Maybe I should just go ahead and invest in those. Invest in like a snap kit for 15 bucks. I just have not had the desire to invest in snaps. And so that's the biggest downfall for me when it comes to hip snaps. As far as absorbency, I think it's great. The downside to all-in-ones is that they're limited in absorbency. And that's probably one of the biggest cons as to why I don't personally love all-in-ones, is because they usually come with a higher price point and the value that you get for the absorbency isn't always great. Now this is one of the most absorbent all-in-ones that I have in my stash. I'm making a video, you'll see it in a few weeks if you're watching in real time. If you're watching in the future, I'll just link it down below, of my favorite all-in-one diapers, and this makes the list because it really is absorbent. However, the absorbency of all-in-ones are limited, so that's kind of a con for me. The absorbency of this is great for Willow, and she's a moderate wetter. I wouldn't say she's a super heavy wetter. Like Hazel was a really heavy wetter. I cloth diapered her in 2015. She was the first child I cloth diapered. This would not have worked for her. She was a super heavy wetter. She was also a flutter, so she was constantly peeing out of things. This would not have worked for her. Take that as you will. Heavy wetter is such a loose term. For some people, a heavy wetter means out peeing 2 microfiber inserts. For other people, it means out wetting, you know, a stretchy flat with a hemp insert. I think I have seen someone say that this can hold up to 18 ounces if I'm not mistaken, but I would say that's about right, to be honest. Maybe somewhere between 15 to 18 ounces sounds about right. So for me, I think the absorbency is great if you have a moderate wetter. If you have a super heavy wetter, just pass on the all-in-ones. Like, if I'm being honest, if you have a super heavy wetter, just pass on the all-in-ones. They come with a higher price point, and what you get for the absorbency isn't always worth your value. I think maybe I would like to personally see just a little dip here in the front. You know, I love that this has this front tummy panel on the all-in-one. I really enjoy that. It's much like the cover. However, I think I would still like to see a little bit of an elastic dip right there. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of when it comes to all-in-ones, and this takes the #1 spot for me, is they're a lot harder for me to clean. There are just so many more layers to get clean as opposed to a flat diaper. Flat diapers are so easy to wash. I've done the flats and hand washing challenge for 3 years in a row, and they just wash so easily. They don't take a lot of effort, they agitate really nicely, but these have many layers for the soap and the water to pass through. Each insert has 5 layers. And also it takes a while for it to dry. That's another thing that I don't love about all-in-ones specifically. I do really enjoy how soft this is. I wouldn't say it is the softest, but it is pretty soft. Usually bamboo is pretty soft, and I like bamboo, but another thing with bamboo is that it shrinks a lot. I haven't found that these have shrunken a lot yet. But I know, like my Diaper Rite flats, I've had those for almost exactly a year now, and those have some significant shrinkage. So bamboo is kind of hit or miss in that way. Overall, this does make it on my list of favorite all-in-ones. I think this makes it into my 3rd spot of favorite all-in-ones. It's a good all-in-one. If you like all-in-ones, if you have a moderate wetter, like I said, maybe that pees up to about 18 ounces if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that area, between 15 to 18 ounces. Then this is a great all-in-one to consider. Also, Ellen, she's really sweet. She's the owner of Diaper Rite and Diaper Junction. She's been a pleasure to work with. This year has been just one big snowball of emotional things for me and things in my home life, and she's been really understanding, and I've pushed this review back so far. She's just been really kind through the process. One of my favorite things about Diaper Rite is their solid colors. They have the best solid colors on the market. I mean, I absolutely love the solid colors. Admittedly, I really enjoy prints, but their solid colors are so good. I'm excited to see what other solid colors come out in the future. I will say that this is a really good quality product as well. I wouldn't say this is like silky soft, but this is like a softer TPU material. And it's not too stiff, but it is thick. Like, I know on their covers they use 2 layers of TPU, which can make it a little thicker, but it is a soft TPU. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this one has 2. I think this one does have 2 layers. It feels like it. It does feel like this one does have 2 layers of TPU. A little harder to feel in the all-in-one. But overall, this is really good quality. Decently absorbent, especially for an all-in-one. You know, there are other all-in-ones on the market, like Smart Bottoms, which are just, they're so pricey, and the absorbing capacity is just not worth it for the price, especially if you have a heavy wetter. But if you have a heavy wetter, I just don't personally recommend all-in-ones. If you have a heavy wetter, I would say skip the all-in-ones in general. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all that I have to say today about the Diaper Rite all-in-one. If you have any questions, leave them down below. There will be a user guide for this coming out as well, showing you the features of it, how to prep it, and also how to use it. So stay tuned for that. I am doing a giveaway on my Facebook page. So if you're not following my Jay's Nest page on Facebook, I'll leave it down below. Stay tuned for that giveaway. I'll be giving away the white domino all-in-one. But alright guys, that is it for today's video. Again, Ellen, thank you so much. And yeah, that is it for today's video. See ya.